Hello, uh, I'm, it's a Saturday morning. Uh, I'm Thrifty Tim. There's no good cartoons on TV, so why not join me here with Saturday mornings with Thrifty Tim? Uh, at this over the uh, I've all did do some spinning over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you them a little bit. But this past weekend, my wife, daughter, and I took a took a short vacation. See, we went to Iowa. See, my daughter lives in Wisconsin. We went to Iowa, to Mason City, Iowa, to see my dad. He will be turning 90 on the 14th of November. So what we did, my wife and I moved up to my daughter's after my wife got off work on Friday. It's like a half hour, 45-minute drive. Then we got up early Saturday morning, and we got on the road by 7:30. Took 4.5 hours to get to Mason City. And spent time with my dad. My oldest brother came by too. He'll be 67 at the end of November. So we got to spend some time with him too. Then Saturday evening, I had booked a room at Hampton Inn there. It's pretty nice in that hotel. My wife and I stayed there for my 40th year class reunion 5 years ago, and that's how I knew how nice it was. Well, and then we went back to my dad's on Sunday morning. We left around the same time that him and a friend of his are going to have lunch at senior senior home there. But my dad still has his own house. Uh, hi, James. I'll put the link up in a little bit. Well, anyway, then we left one day. We left to go eat. We drove down to Des Moines to see my mom, so that was on Sunday, and so anyway, so you saw my mom, who's going to be 89 next month. So both my parents are up in age. They got divorced when I was in the Air Force. So, well, anyway, so we and we have my mom. They have some apartments available in this complex that my mom's at, where they can have guest stay in some in apartments in some of the buildings. We stayed in one of them. It was a real nice room and stuff. It was just cold. We don't know whether they didn't turn on the heat in the room or what, because they had been doing some work in there earlier in the day, I guess. Well, anyway, but we took my mom to Perkins that evening because that's one of her favorite restaurants to go to. So we did that, and then we after we got back, we watched a movie, and we were all about falling asleep. So we went to the apartment we were staying in. So and in the morning we went, and my daughter got up early enough to go have breakfast with my mom, and my wife and I slept in a little bit, and then we got up and got and packed our stuff up, and then we went and saw so my mom, and then we left after lunch that day. She took us to have lunch with her at the cafeteria in the independent living facility she lives in. So, well, that was on Monday that we did that. So, and then it was another 4.5 hour drive back home, but it took longer than that because they were doing some construction on the bridge crossing the Mississippi. But by the time we got to my daughter's, we were so beat out. All three of us were yawning and stuff, and about falling asleep, sitting on my daughter's couch. So my wife and I drove back home on Tuesday morning. So it was a busy weekend, but it was good seeing our family, or my mom and dad, and well, also Saturday night I got to see my best friend. You might have heard me talk about him at times. His name is Perry. He sent me some albums. Well, I'll show you what albums I've been spun over the past couple of weeks. Yes, I did some spinning. The first one up here is the soundtrack to the movie Eddie and the Cruisers. It's actually shoot. Now the name usually comes right up there in my head, but John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. That's it. And I've forgotten how good the soundtrack was. Of course, On the Dark Side was a big hit for them. But they also do a cover of Run Around Sue and Betty Lee's got a new pair of shoes. Is that one that was, or these always buck goodies to remind me of you, stuff like that. And so it was good listening to that again. Then after that, okay. James, I know you'll like this one. It's George Harrison, Cloud Nine. This one's from like 87. It has I got my mind set on you, and when we was fab for the hits from it. And then the next one I spun was Terry Jack Seasons in this. Of course, I remember in the last episode, Jorgen said that he doesn't care for Seasons in the Sun. Next one is Canadian. This is Dan Hill. Longer Fuse is this one with the hits Sometimes When We Touch. And he wrote around all the songs on here, and it's a pretty good album. And then some Melissa Manchester. This is Don't Cry Out Loud. That was a big hit off this album. I'm just trying to remember with this one too. Okay, that was a big one on here. Okay, the next one is Balloons Forever. This is the one with that has Love Takes Time on it, and their albums are pretty good. But I have 3 or 4 of their albums anyway. Next up, this is Rex Smith. This is Sooner or Later, and but this he does a hit song. You Take My Breath Away on here, and that also does Sooner or Later, and Never Going to Give You Up. Yeah, he was a pop singer. Next one, a woman whose music I like, and that she has just such a rich voice and stuff. Uh, that's Linda Ronstadt had different drum. Of course, this one has different drum on here. Also, the Jackson Brown pen, Walking on the Water. Uh, Hobo, what she did with the Stone Ponies. Oh, she also did cover of Bob Dylan's "I'll Be Your Baby Tonight." Uh, she also does Stony End, which she did with the Stone Ponies. That's just from side one, side two. Has Long Long Time. And then Up to My Neck in Muddy Water, which was done with the Stone Ponies. And then some of Shelley's blues, which is with the Stone Ponies. And also, that one was written by Michael Naismith from the Monkees, along with different drum. Different drums she also did with the Stone Ponies. And then she does In My Reply, which is written by Livingston Taylor. His brother is James Taylor. And I have a couple of his songs, and then finishes it up with the hit Will You Love Me Tomorrow. So that was a good solid album altogether. Okay, here's a British singer that was known for his pop in the late 70s, early 80s. This is Leo Sayer, Thunder My Heart. And can't remember whether that was a hit or not. See, this one's from 1977. But yeah, I think that's the main one from hit from here. Next up, some more Linda Ronstadt. They sent down the wind, and this is their gatefold in the back, and she does. That'll be the day on this one. And she does a cover of Willie Nelson's Crazy on here. And the cover of Carla Bonoff has Someone to Lie Down Beside Me. And that's a good album. Okay. I know a lot of people like this album. Grateful Dead, of course, it's that, but it does, and the unofficial title of it is Skull and Roses. It's a TLP Live album, which is a good probably through it. I don't think I need to say too much on that. And the last one I spun is some more Linda Ronstadt, Heart Like a Wheel. And this has Uno Good on it. That's on side one. On side two, that's When Will I Be Loved? And I Can't Help It, I'm Still in Love with You, which is a cover of the Hank Williams song. And so those are the good songs on there. So that's all that I've spun over the last couple of weeks. And so doing the okay, I have posted the link now, so I know. So James can come on up. The guy that played hooky had a couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago. And so yeah, I know he's on here. I know it shows. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, James.
I'm sorry I missed you 2 weeks ago because my internet was out for a couple of hours. Somebody climbed the pole and stole the copper wire, and it wiped out all of Fredericton and in the town and Oromocto everywhere. I didn't get it back till 9:30 that night. Boy, was I upset. I was like, no, I got to miss Tim. But on a happy note, I got some VCLT from AGK again.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you're just using that as an excuse for playing hooky.
I was so disappointed. I wanted to be here so bad, but well, these things happen. You can't avoid it. You never know when it's going to happen. So I got nine brand new, well, not brand new, but T-shirts from him. But I'm not going to go through that because it'll take too long. I'm just going to show the records.
Yeah, see how. So Jorgen was my wingman last time.
Yeah, well now you got your wingman James is back. So first one he gave me is the Best Adventures.
Okay, I like the Ventures.
Yep, and they do tequila on here, and Wipeout, and they do Apache. You know the one da 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 da.
Yep,
get on it. And then next we have the greatest hits of Steppenwolf.
Okay, I've seen them in concert.
Which has The Pusher, my favorite song, Magic Carpet Ride, Born to Be Wild, and other great hits. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
And then next up, the one that I've been wanting for so long, and I finally got it on vinyl, but they omitted a couple of parts and songs on it, and also, what's it called there? Wanderlust is cut shorter, but if you get the CD or cassette versions, you get everything. So, but it's still good to have it. Give my regards to Broad Street, Paul McCartney. So that's pretty cool.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike. And next up, I've heard of this singer, but I've never heard him sing, so I'm anxious to hear this album.
But that's a good album. I have it. I have a few.
Jorgen showed it to me yesterday on Messenger. He's got the same album.
I have it too.
And then we have two more left.
Oh,
and we have this is from 1984, Foreigner. I don't know if you can see the title.
Yeah, I have it.
And my favorite song is on there. I want to know what love is.
I got it as soon as it came out.
And then last but not least, this will be something Doc will be jumping for joy with. This will be my third Partridge Family album. Up to date.
You're getting caught up with this.
Yep, I'm keeping up with the Joneses. Let's put it that way. All right, you can make me small.
Okay, well, let's talk about Perry, my best friend Perry earlier, and I need to send you a picture that he had posted on Facebook. He was showing that and some more pictures because last Saturday night, him and I went out for a while. We went to Bennigan's to eat. Well, anyway, he has recently seen Ringo Starr in concert. And he has a picture of him standing by Ringo.
Oh, wow.
So I'll send you that. I'll try to remember later today to do it over Messenger so you can see it.
Yeah, you have to send it to me. I want to see that. I'm just sending a message to AGK if he wants to join us. I can spell.
Yeah, because Jorgen was wondering what was going on since he didn't even send him a message or anything like that.
I just told Jordan we're live too.
Yeah, uh, uh, a message that sent him that message here just after I sent it to you. So
On any of those, Linda Ronstadt's is her cover of Blue Bayou on it.
no, I think that was later on a different album. I have several of her albums. I do have that Blue Bayou.
But I really do like her. I like her work with Nelson Riddle Orchestra
I have that stuff too.
because I love one of the songs she sings called "What's New,"
Okay.
and she's also sings opera because she was in that movie with Kevin Kline near the Pirates of Penzance.
Okay. Yeah.
I like when she sings "Poor Wandering One." Da 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 da
Yeah.
da.
It's just too bad that she has Parkinson's.
I know, because she had the most beautiful voice you could ever want to hear.
Yeah.
Like, how could you not love? How could you not love Linda Ronstadt? I mean, come on.
And she was so cute too. Well, she still is. She's still good looking.
And one song I heard her sing on the Muppet Show, "When I Grow Too Old to Dream,"
Yeah.
"Your Love Will Live in My Heart." Oh my God, that song made me cry the first time I ever heard it. I thought it was so beautiful.
Yeah. Uh, so I have most of her albums now. There's still some I don't have, but like I have I'm missing one of the Stone Ponies albums, the second one that she's on.
Well, she worked with some of the people that later formed the Eagles.
Oh yeah, they were her backup band or her backing band. So when she first went solo, and see, I it's been a little while, but I've watched a documentary about her. I think it's on YouTube if I remember right.
Uh-huh.
So
I like when she sings "Baby Baby." Ooh,
yeah,
baby, baby. Great song.
and of course she also does that does "Love Me Tender."
Oh yeah, she does it really good. And another one I like doing it is Nana Muscuri. She does it good on the guitar
Okay,
because I like that. I like the melody of how they do with the guitar, like doom 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 doom. Like it's kind of got a Greek flavor to it when she sings
yeah.
"Love Me Tender." I'm talking about Nana Muscuri. Do you have any Nana albums?
Any what albums?
Nana Muscuri albums.
No,
I have a couple.
I'd never heard of them even.
Well, Nana Muscuri's a singer. She's Greek.
Oh, okay.
And she does a cover of Dolly Parton's song "Love Is Like a Butterfly."
Yeah, I like that song, but my favorite Dolly song is probably "Coat of Many Colors."
Oh yeah, that's a great song. Do you have any Dwight Yoakam albums?
I don't think so.
Charlie Daniels.
Oh, quite a few. I've seen
Oh,
him.
my favorite is, well, as you know, is "The Devil Went Down to Georgia."
I've seen Charlie Daniels in concert 3 times.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Wow, that must have been cool. Are they still touring, or are they
Well,
not?
he died.
Oh yeah, that's right. He died. I forgot about that. And well, AJK was telling me because when he sent me the Ventures, he was telling me that they had a new album, but it's not the same group as it was back in the '60s.
Yeah.
He said they were going to keep the name, but there's going to be new band members every time. So the Ventures are still going to go keep making music, even though it's not the same. So the group will be different every time. So that's pretty cool.
Well,
Can't wait
it's
to spin
mainly. I
that.
guess this is instrumentalists anyway, since
Yeah. Didn't they do Hawaii 5-0?
yeah, they've
Yeah, I'm
done quite a
surprised
few
that's not on
things.
this album.
have a greatest hits that one of theirs. I can't remember whether it's on records, CD, or cassette.
So, are you looking forward to next Thursday for the drop of the new Beatles song?
I'm not. I don't pay any attention to that.
Oh,
Anyway.
I'm excited for it. A little nervous. I hope it lives up to its expectations because we're really hyping this thing to the most, you know. So I really hope it's going to be a good one. We'll see.
Oh, well, I did. I did watch a video the other day because I get a daily email from what is it, Classic Rock Magazine or something like that. Uh, and they do daily emails, and they'll like have links to some uh, like for some coming up albums. So anyway, this one is Duran Duran doing a cover of the Talking Heads' Psycho
Oh,
Killer.
I heard that yesterday. I loved it. I thought that was
Yeah,
so cool. Psychotic Killer.
Psycho Killer. Yeah,
Psycho Killer, yeah. I thought that was amazing.
yeah,
But of
because
course, I didn't know it was a Talking Head song. I thought that Duran Duran had a new song. I didn't know that. Well, till my friend Kate told me it was a cover. I thought it was really, really,
yeah,
really well done.
yeah, because it's from the Talking Head 77. Its name of the album. I have that on CD. So
Isn't the Talking Heads the one that do the song "Letting the Days Go By, Water Flowing Under"? Same
yeah,
as it ever was.
that and Burning Down the House.
Oh yeah, burning down the house. Yeah, I remember that one too.
That
Burning down the house.
that was a hit from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. So I sent the link for your stream to AGK Anthony. So I hope he comes and joins us and shows you the new Ventures album he has
Yeah.
because I think you'll like that.
Okay.
And he's been through a couple of more concerts, and not this Friday, not last night, but the Friday before, he had another record auction. He did pretty well. Him and
Okay.
Nas Nomad were selling records and stuff. It was good. I was there. I was the, I was playing the part of God again. So I was looking at all the final bids, and after the timer, I said, okay, this certain person got it, and you
It
know,
it's been a while since I've watched any of Nas Nomad's videos.
and on the 18th of November, he's going to have another record auction. If you're interested to see.
Yeah, we'll see. I just don't buy
Well,
stuff
you don't have
online.
to buy anything. Just come by and check it
Yeah,
out and see what's available.
yeah, because I with me, I'm the type that likes to go find this stuff in stores. And,
There was a few jazz records that was shown, but not a lot of it went that night. I think that what people wanted was the rock, and they wanted heavy metal. There
yeah,
seems to be a lot of metal heads out there, and
okay.
AGK was going to get one from Nas Nomad for me, but this guy MMFS he got in too quick and got it because he had Nas had Walls and Bridges, John Lennon on vinyl,
Okay.
and AGK was going to send it to me, as a treat, I said,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, I came so close to having it," and then the other guy got it. Then another Beatles album, solo Beatle, Paul McCartney, McCartney 2, MMFS jumped right in again. I was like, "No, I missed the boat." But we're going to be more cautious next time. If there's something, we're going to say, Nas, keep aside all the Beatles stuff for James, so he could look it over and say, okay, I want this, I want that, so no one else bids on it, and then at least this time I'll get lucky, and hopefully I'll get Wings Wildlife, because that's the
Yep.
other album I'm looking for. So hopefully that works out in my favor, but you never know. Yeah.
So, have you watched any good movies lately?
Um, The last one I watched was on Blu-ray. I hadn't watched in a while. It's 3 hours and 14 minutes, called Kingdom of Heaven with Orlando Bloom and Liam Neeson. And he wants to be a knight, so he goes to Jerusalem and he fights in a war against this Muslim guy called Saladin, and he wants to fight for Jerusalem. And there's really epic medieval battles, but brutally violent because you see a lot of decapitations, and it's like it makes you feel like you're on the battlefield. It's a good movie. I saw it in the theater, and I absolutely loved it. And now I'm still watching Star Trek Voyager. Now I'm in season 4 when Seven of Nine enters the picture. So I've been enjoying that lately. And what about you? Any movies?
I can't. The one we watched last weekend was on the Hallmark Channel. It's since I was the only male there, but the women got one out. But I decided to try to watch a movie again because when I was a kid, a movie that gave me nightmare so bad was The Birds. You know, that was a Hitchcock movie. Well, anyway, I saw that they had it on Peacock the other night. I started it up. Didn't go much past a half an hour because my wife was in the room with me too, and she didn't care for it either.
But one thing about that movie, they never explain how the birds went psycho and where all the birds came from. Pun intended, psycho. See what I did? They never really explain much of the backstory of why these birds are there and why they're going nuts and killing everyone. And that's never explained in the film, which I think would have made more sense if they did that. Oh, and I have to tell you something. On November 11th, it's our Remembrance Day for all the soldiers in World War II.
Oh yeah, it's Veterans Day here in the U.S.
And so we're gonna when I come on, because you're military, we're gonna have a moment of silence for all the soldiers at 11. If you don't mind doing that with me.
Okay.
Because I want to pay respect. Because they fought for us. And we have to give them a moment of silence. And I think it's only fair that we do that. Because I said, Mom, he's a veteran. And so it'll be perfect if we do that. Because I won't be watching it on the TV because it's too emotional for me because my Auntie Carol died that day in 92. So when I hear the gunshots, it's too emotional. So I can't bear to watch it on TV because it'll make me think of that and I'll start crying.
That day, Desert Storm was in 91.
Yeah. So just doing it my way with you, we'll talk about them and how much they meant to the world and stuff like that, and we'll do it that way because that'll be less emotional for me, and it'll be more. I'll feel more comfortable just doing that with you, and we'll pay respect to them and stuff like that. So I think that's the way I want to do it because if I watch on TV, it'll be too emotional for me. When I hear da 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 da, I'll be like, no, I can't take this. You know what I mean? I'm a very sensitive person. So I got to do stuff that'll make me less sad. And of course, we'll also have, in that moment of silence, we'll also have a moment of silence for my Auntie Carol. Because she was special to me. I was very close with her. And we did a lot of stuff together. And she was funny. She spoiled me and everything. And she was my mom's sister. She died of cancer.
Yeah, see, my dad's a veteran also. He was in the Army National Guard for over 40 years. And
wow. So you all come from a military family.
I'm the only one of the kids in my family that went into the military. And I was at least the one that they figured would be the least likely to join because of all the health problems I had growing up and stuff.
Do they still have the draft?
They have where you have to register for it, but they haven't drafted anybody since Vietnam. See, here in the United States, they were like the Air Force has always been all voluntary, and that's what it is for around all four. Well, now it's five of the no six. I but can't forget the Coast Guard also, because there's the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Space Force, and yeah, there are six of them because the Coast Guard. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, see, the first place I worked at would now be under the part of Space Force. I was at a wedding earlier this month because my daughter is friends with the bride when they were in high school, and she had asked my daughter to be bridesmaid. Okay, here comes Paul.
Ta-da!
Whoa. Paul's in the house.
Yeah, just for a very short visit, probably 10 minutes, because I've got a busy day going. But maybe the next show I'll have a little more time on my hands, because I start going back to work in 2 weeks. Yeah, I did good. I'm now upgraded to this. So how you doing, guys?
Okay, so I figured you were going to start spending too much time on my hands.
You know what, Tim? That's funny, because I was going to do it. I just wanted to spare the two people that are watching in the audience. I didn't want them to have to hear my horrible singing. So, anybody get any goodies that I missed?
I got a couple of new albums.
Let's see.
All right, make me big.
Actually, this is Tim's show. I'm being pretty bossy. I don't have a right to direct other people. But I'm curious if you know.
Also,
if Tim is too. Let's see.
Again, no problem.
Okay, good, awesome.
More VCLT from Anthony AGK. So he sent
from who?
AGK Anthony.
Oh, okay. Oh, Ventures.
Yeah, send me the best of the Ventures. And then we got next up. He sent me Greatest Hits of Steppenwolf, which has my favorite song, Magic Carpet Ride, on here. The Pushers on here, Born to Be Wild. So that's going to be good to listen to. I can't wait. And the one I've been waiting for so long, I finally got it. Give my regards to Broad Street.
Oh, shitty movie, decent soundtrack. Now, I have a friend of mine. I'm no fooling. I went and yapped with her a couple days ago, and I guess a couple weeks ago, she started doing ballroom dancing classes. And so when she talks about it, I simply go, ballroom dancing, because that's on that album, you see.
Yeah,
and she's like, what the? And I'm like, but that album, that Broad Street album, lots of guest stars on that thing. Very surprising. Of course, Ringo's there. David Gilmour's there. John Paul Jones from Zepp is on there, and a handful of other people. So, did you ever see that movie, James?
I own it.
Oh, you want? I'm sorry. Hopefully, you didn't pay too much.
Well, hey, it was free, so what do I care? So the next album I have here, I haven't heard this, but I've heard of him.
Oh, you'll like it. Yes.
I have a few of his albums. So.
And also, Jordan has the same one too. And next up, we have from 1984, Foreigner.
Yep.
I want to know what love is. That's on the
album. That was pretty much the apex. You know, Four and Agent Provocateur. That was about it. Then they went kind of downhill. Oh, look at you with the Partridge.
Yep. The third one I have, Up to Date.
I'm trying to think. Did that come with any bonuses?
Not that
Like
I'm
a
aware
photo or something?
of. Let me just look inside.
There usually was some kind of gimmicky, like shopping bag had the
there's
shopping
nothing
bag,
in
Christmas card had the Christmas card.
It's just the vinyl. There's nothing. There's no special features
Okay.
in here. So that's my new one.
So when you're playing that, James,
He also gave me 9
James, when you're
t-shirts,
playing that, are you having a ball? Just asking.
Yeah, well, I haven't played it yet. I only played the Give My Regards to Broad Street. I haven't listened to the rest yet.
See, there's a Partridge Family pun. I got away with it.
Yeah, you did.
That's it now, right,
And he
James?
also sent me some t-shirts, but I'm not going to go through that because
Ooh.
it's too long.
Like what kind?
Oh, I like rock t-shirts and some Star Wars and
Nice.
superheroes and stuff like that. And one of them that I really can't wait to wear is the Led Zeppelin one.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Paul, I'm thinking
Yes,
of
Tim.
it. I was going to let you know too. I told James I'll have to send him a copy of the picture. But okay, last weekend I was in Iowa. My dad's 90th birthday is November 14th, but we wanted to see him before the roads got bad and stuff.
Wow.
So, but anyway, that evening you've heard me talk about my friend Perry from back home. He's my childhood best friend.
I barely remember. I'm sorry. You know, my memory's poor, but I think I do remember a little bit of this. Yes.
He's a collector also, but the thing is, see, he recently saw Ringo in concert.
Oh,
he got a picture of him standing by Ringo, him and Ringo together.
holy McMoly. That's nice.
Yeah. So,
he did better than me when I saw him in 17. Boy, those tickets were expensive, sort of. I went by myself. I had fifth row center. And the lineup between 17 and now, there's only one lineup change between the two, and it's dang it, hang on a minute. Graham Gouldman isn't there, but Edgar Winter is. And I'm like, I would love to go see Ringo again just so I could see Edgar Winter. Now, because I was in the fifth row, you know, I went and did something that I figured would be a little unique just to see if he would notice. Of course, he's always flashing this. We all know this. But I was doing this for about 4 to 5 songs in. Would you believe that he went and right at me, and I'm going, all right, you can see into the fifth row center. And I felt like a little girl.
well, see,
but I'm like,
Perry told me
me.
that there were some seats in front of them that weren't taken. So they just moved up to there. They weren't too far from the stage anyway.
Nice.
Well, anyway, then towards the end of the concert, Ringo said, okay, I'll come up here. And that's when he got they took it. I'm not sure whether this was their third part or where he was playing that. So.
You're going to have to forgive me. I am hearing, although maybe it's stopped now, I was hearing a little bit of static, a little bit of scratchy static.
Well, I heard it too.
Huh?
I heard it too.
Okay. And then, you know, Tim, how I am with guitar picks, set lists. I mean, you've been to enough concerts with me. Well, maybe not enough concerts, but enough. And so, yeah. And so after the show was over for Ringo, I was like, the true all-stars of that concert was Steve Lukather and Greg Raleigh. Those two were on fire that night. And I'm just going, these two gelled so good. And I was just like, wow, you know, I wish these two would end up cutting a project together because, I mean, Lukather's already friends with Neil Sean too, you know, but so the thing is when Luke would, you know, he uses a pick, he you know, and he just plays it, and then when it falls out of his hand, it drops up around the mic stand. And I noticed that, and I went up there along with another person, and like I tortured one of the roadies briefly. I said, "Hey," I said, "Is it possible if I could have one of those by his mic stand, please?" And they gave me it, which if I had it immediately, I'd show it to you. But it was a nice brown pick, and it said, it just simply said Steve Lukather, Toto on one side, and then the other said Ringo. I thought that was pretty damn cool.
Wow.
Will you permit me to do a quick commercial before I have to go already?
Yeah,
so,
that's fine.
Yeah.
So,
yes, thank you. And I will have an album to show in a second too. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I have gotten a lot better. I really, really have. And stomach ain't killing me anymore, so I'm starting to do videos again is what I'm getting at. So yesterday, I dropped the season 3 premiere of Jukebox from Hell. That's right. I threatened, I promised, and I delivered. And I ain't telling you who it is. You guys have got to figure it out for yourselves. Now, you're all going to go, oh, no, why that? And I'm like, and I will say this much. It was a request from beyond the grave, because so Kevin, aka Beans, I miss him, damn it, but he knew about my little show that I was going to start to do, and he said, you know, it's just for shits and giggles, you ought to do an episode on blah blah blah. And I went off, and I'm like, really? My mind will be gone by the time I listen to all the output. So this person made 14 albums. I couldn't get past album 5. My mind was mush. I was going, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. You guys will see it when you guys watch the video, if you care to watch the video. But I will tell you this. I did preview what episode 2, which will be sometime later in the week, will be on. And I think some of you people are going to appreciate this. Some of you might roll your eyes, because I did show it at the end of the video. One of my favorite, I don't know, unsung bands of the late 60s. Now, I know you can't see because of the glare, so forgive me. But yep, 1971. The only album they ever did on London Records after MGM cut them in 70. So that I just got done with the album, actually. So that will be the next episode of Jukebox from Hell. You can make me small. That was all it, pretty much.
That was what you're going to show us too?
Yeah. Hey, I'll show you an added bonus here since it's right next to me. You know, this is one of my favorite, I'm not going to say Southern rock bands, because in a way they're not entirely Southern rock. They're down to one original member, and they're still going, and they put a new album out last month called, and I'm like sitting there going, all right, who suggested the album title, The Devil's Jukebox? And I'm going, this ain't funny. And so I have a quad Black Oak, Arkansas, Raunch and Roll, signed by Jim Dandy and Ricky Lee Reynolds, rest in peace. So there, now you can make me small.
Okay.
But I want everybody, I want Tim and James, like I said, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope the Peanut Gallery has a great day. And then, you know, I know you do this every other Saturday. Hopefully I'll have more time on your next show that I can stick around for a while longer. It's just, unfortunately, I have errands to run, and Saturday, even when I'm back to work, Saturday is always my busiest day. Wednesdays is a little more lax. So All right, guys. I love you guys. You take care. God bless. Rock on. Always part of the coffee each and every time. That is promise. Thank you, Tim, for having me on. By the way, before I do get off of here, did you notice that you guys have an admirer?
We do.
Yes, you do. And
Your mic's a little muffled, Paul. Your mic is muffled.
I'm sorry, I put my finger on the hole. That's what she said. So, you should maybe go check out Davey's channel. Because us three and Jorgen are in an episode. Like it's a clip. Good stuff. It's not.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Jorgen to get here.
I think it's neat that you do have an audience. You just need to widen your audience a little bit. That's all. People need to know. They need people to know that knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. Have a great weekend.
I couldn't hear who he said there.
Something about Jorgen. I have no idea what the hell he was going on about. I don't know why I muffled the mic.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So something about we have a secret admirer or something?
Yeah, he said we have an admirer.
Wow, I wonder who that could be.
Yeah.
Well, that was nice to have him here. That Eddie and the Cruiser soundtrack. Oh, you're going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to get Eddie and the Cruiser's soundtrack part 2, Eddie Lives. Because there's a great song in there, New York City song.
I didn't know there was a part 2.
Oh, yeah, there's a part 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but all that, Betty Lou's got a new pair of shoes. Betty Lou, wow, wow, wow. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a great song on the second album, the second soundtrack, Adam and Eve or something. And it starts off with a really good piano. It's really cool. I'll have to send it to you after on Messenger. It's a great song.
Okay.
Jorgen!
Good evening.
Apparently, Paul was just telling us, if you heard him, he said we have an admirer. But he muffled his mic and he was talking about, and somehow I heard your name pop up in it, but we couldn't make out what he was saying because it was so muffled.
Who?
Paul Cycleplatters.
Yeah, but who did he talk about?
Well, he said your name somehow. I heard your name, but we couldn't make out what the hell he was talking about because he had the thing all muffled. Hey, you know what, Jorgen? When I was showing the albums that Age of K gave me to Tim, he's Tim's got the same Joe Jackson one that you have and I have now. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a few of his albums, 3 or 4 at least. And
Well, it's got to happen sometime.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Paul said I'm going to enjoy the album.
The album of his that got me listening to him is Night and Day.
Well, it is in my shelf for the records that I haven't have listened to yet, so hopefully will someday.
Okay. Yeah, I like his music. It's pretty good.
Well, I got curious about this record when I saw Mr. Hall of Fame Brandon ages ago. His video about it, so I took a chance on it, but I haven't gotten around to listen to it in its full yet.
Okay, is that? Trying to remember, is that the one where he does? Is she really going out with him, or is it on a different one? Is she really going out with him? That was a big hit for him.
Yeah, I remember that song. Is she really going out with him? Yeah, I remember that song.
Okay.
Well, Jorgen, it feels good to be back with you guys on a Saturday because the last time I had no internet that day. So I'm happy to be back where I belong with you guys.
Yeah.
And I sent the link out for AGK if he wants to join us too. I hope he comes.
Yeah, I said that. That's just his way of trying to cover up playing hooky.
Me play hooky? Nah, I never do that to you. I love coming here. I was pissed off because you know what? That's my whole lifeline right there at my internet because that's where all my friends are. You know, I have all you guys and everybody in the vinyl community, and yeah, it was great.
Well, when those things happen, though, it's take it as a chance to still relax and try to do something else besides internet.
Yeah, very true, very true. But
Sometimes
it's hard.
healthy to do something.
Throw on a movie or read a book or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because my TV was out too. The phone was out, everything because it's all.
Oh yeah, that's hard. Well, did you have electricity anyway?
Well, we had electricity because we have a generator. It's a Generac, and if the power did go out, we wouldn't have a problem with that because everything would still be working, top part of the house and bottom.
Well, you could have thrown a movie on, thrown on one of your DVDs or Blu-rays.
Oh yeah, I could, which I did, and then around 9:30, everything came back. We got the internet back because someone stole the copper because they sell it.
But it's hard to watch movies and DVDs if the power is out.
No, the power is on.
Yeah, man, that back then.
Well, if the power's off, then you can't do anything. But now that we got this Generac thing, it lights up the whole house, top and bottom. I can do all that stuff.
Yeah, they have. I know anymore they're trying to bury them instead of having them overhead.
Your mic is crackly, Tim. Your mic is kind of like crackling.
I was going to say that they're trying to bury the cables more anymore because of so it's harder to do stuff like that instead of having them up on the poles.
Yeah, they climb up the poles and they steal the copper. But our provider didn't know what the hell was going on, and they called themselves professionals, and they know what they're doing, but they had no clue what was going on. They didn't know what happened. It took them a while to figure out. I only found out the next morning from my mom that the copper was stolen again. It's not the first time. This is the second time it's happened. But why would people go out and get a bloody job? You know, don't steal copper. You know what I mean? So, Jorgen, when do you start your job detail thingy
Monday.
that you were telling me about yesterday? When do you start your detail?
Monday.
Oh, Monday. You nervous?
Another work practice for a couple of days. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it'll go well. So you're working on construction site where they're building buildings and stuff?
Oh no. It is a project that the state, Sundsvall State has the community have for supposed to do different kind of stuff for organizations within the city. It is some are outside handling gardens, some are repairing, some are handling culture and spare times organizations, and so on. And we'll see what happens.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
I said it from the beginning. I'm not interested in building because I usually say that I don't have the thumb in the middle of my hands. I have the thumb in my asshole. That's how horrible I am to build stuff.
I can imagine. Well, I'm sure you're going to do good, Jorgen.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you're a hard worker. You're good. You're good at what you do. So I'm sure you're gonna come out with flying colors. And when I came on here, Tim was showing some albums, and he had a lot of Linda Ronstadt. And I love Linda Ronstadt. Do you like her, Jorgen?
I'm no country person, so that song she did with Michael. Mind slip. She did a ballad back in '97, but they didn't do a movie song.
Oh, don't know much.
Somewhere Out There.
Oh yeah, I like that song actually.
That is an okay song, but that's pretty much it.
From Five Goes West, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, show that album that you said Jorgen wouldn't like, that you showed before,
Oh.
and make yourself.
James Lindgren and Linda Ronstadt.
But wait till you see this one. Yeah.
Waiting for that to go big. Okay.
Oh. I've seen that one 9 million times in different thrift stores also, so I'm not no stranger to the album itself, even though I don't have it myself.
Oh my God.
Well, you said you don't like that song 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah, I'm so tired of it that I get chills when I hear it.
And when I watch a lot of people go to thrift stores on YouTube, every bloody place they go, there's always, you see the VHS of Titanic. It's everywhere.
Okay, that doesn't happen to me.
It's like, why would you want VHS? I mean, I have it on Blu-ray. I mean, I had it on VHS back in the day, but I have it on Blu-ray now. I had it on DVD, then I upgraded to Blu-ray.
It's a thrift store.
yeah, VHS is getting popular again now, actually.
Yeah, so are cassettes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tim, since we last talked, I haven't talked to you about it yet, but have you heard any of the new songs from the Hackney Diamonds, the Rolling Stones' new album?
No.
Angry is a good one. I heard Bite My Head Off, which I really like because Paul McCartney plays bass on it, and you hear Mick in the song, all right, Paul, play some bass. It's got he's got a fuzzy bass sound in it. It's really a good rocker. I really liked it when I heard it.
Yeah.
Have you heard it, Jorgen? Bite My Head Off?
Yes, I have, and I was. It wasn't the worst song, but it was not something I want to hear again, though.
I enjoyed it, and I also like their song. Excuse me, Angry. Angry is a good one.
I think Angry is an okay song, nothing more, nothing less. I think that duet they did with Lady Gaga was horrible, boring, and
I haven't heard that one, so I can't really judge it yet until I hear it.
You mean Lady Gaga?
Yeah. But there was one song on the album that I have heard that actually was among the better I've heard with the Stones. I have no interest whatsoever normally in Stones, but I like Mess It Up from the album. That was actually a good song.
I don't listen to any of their newer stuff because with me, with them out there with their age and stuff, and then after Charlie Watts died too,
let's just say that I feel it feels a little bit desperate when it comes to Stone that they have to involve now a different kind of persons that they involve Lady Gaga, they involve Paul McCartney, they involve Stevie Wonder, all to get the noticed or in the media. It feels a little desperate, I think, for some reason.
But
hey, at least they're out there still making music, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to them. It doesn't sound like they're around 80 years old. I gotta hand it to that. It doesn't sound like their age.
Nope, Mick still looks like he can still do the duck walk and all his dancing on stage and prancing and everything, and he still looks skinny. And he can still move.
And he still had the pop music's biggest mouth.
Oh yeah, I bet he could shove a whole Big Mac in his mouth.
Well, it might be close between him and Gene Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think another one that is pretty close is Roland Gift in Fine Young Cannibals. That is Amanda.
Oh my God.
And Ozzy.
Take a look in Fine Young Cannibals song Johnny Come Home. That in video for that he is I can put in a melon hole in his mouth.
Oh my God. They're the same. They're the same group that does the song "She Drives Me Crazy."
Yep. But their first album is way better.
Oh yeah, because that's the only big hit I really know of them. Of Fine Young Cannibals.
Johnny, won't you come on home? Really great song, actually. Among the best I've done. Also, they actually managed to do a really great version of Suspicious Minds.
Oh yeah, I think I heard it.
Yeah, so Jorgen, have you heard this is a new video up. I saw it the other day. It's Duran Duran doing a cover of the Talking Heads' Psycho Killer.
I've seen that it had popped up on my screen. I haven't been able to listen to it yet, but I will, I guess, eventually.
It's really good, Jorgen. I heard it yesterday because Kate sent it to me to listen to before the stream last night, and I really, really enjoyed it.
I've seen it pop up in as a suggestion, but I haven't clicked the video yet. But they have done a great song in the new album called Black Moonlight, which is produced by Nile Rodgers from Chick. So and that one is actually really among the best songs they have done in recent years. So
she sent me that one too. I listened to it, but I couldn't get into that song for some reason. I liked the Talking Heads one better. It just didn't move me. It didn't get me all excited about the song Black Moonlight. It was okay, but it was kind of mediocre in my opinion.
What I'm a little bit afraid when it comes to Duran Duran's new album is that it sounds like it's a very uneven album, because the first single from the album was the title track of the new album, Dance Macabre, and that song was horrible. It was among the worst things I ever heard with Duran Duran since Violence of Summer. So I'm scared that this album will be very much uneven. But if Nile Rodgers that they have done great things with before is with, maybe it could be good.
You never know.
I see you have a very interesting Carpenters album there came up in the shelf.
Which one?
I see you have an interesting Carpenters album up there on the shelf in the back.
Oh, Carpenters? Oh, yeah. Do you have that album too, or
I
no?
Don't think I have that one, no, but I've seen it.
Okay. Yeah, song for you. This is one with Top of the World, Hurting Each Other, Goodbye to Love. Those are all on the first side. Second side has Blessed Beasts and the Children, I Won't Last a Day Without You. Those are the bigger ones off it.
I love Top of the World.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I have it or not right now, and my phone is on loading right now, so I can't check in my database either.
Yeah, I have my database on my computers. So.
Yeah, I have it on computer, but I transferred my database to PDF files and put that in telephone.
So Jorgen, now that you have all that stuff from Doc, how many wrestling CDs do you have now?
With music?
Yeah.
I might have, as some of these were doubles that I already have, so I would assume that I will count them away. So, but 5 from Doc and some from the WWF in the past. Well, I might come up with maybe 10. Not 8.
Pretty good. And do you log them all on a vlog? Like do you enter all the albums you get so you know what's in your library?
Those will most likely wind up in my database soon. Yes.
Well, it's nice to have doubles. You never know. I mean,
no, but the doubles. I will check. First, I will check whether they have which has the best quality. So in case it needs an upgrade. So that is the first, and then what happened to the other, I don't know, but I can't. I don't give away stuff that I've get as a gift. So Doc's CDs will remain, even though I have it. So I don't give away gifts in any form, even if I have it.
No. Does one of those WWF ones have Hulk Hogan sing "I'm a Real American"?
It actually not a Real American, because that is too old. This is 90s. But the WCW stuff has his American Made song from the WCW, his theme in WCW.
Ah.
With talking over, of course, in the intro. They had to have Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain Heenan doing some kind of an intro to it in the beginning of the song to make it feel authentic, like it is from a TV show. But it sounds so extremely fake. So I like to have Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan on CD. It's really, really great, but it doesn't sound like it would be from everybody understand that it's not the original from a TV show.
Wow.
Well, now when I'm at it, I have stuff to show in that case.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I'll make you big.
So, starting with what I got from Doc, a whole bunch. I don't know if you have seen Doc's videos, Doc's videos, where he found 2 boxes of CDs
and DVDs.
And he has called it some of them away, and the wrestling stuff I got. He sent it to me. So this is WCW music. Very hard to get hold of WCW music here in Sweden, so I'm very satisfied with that. Then also it was an ECW. I'm not sure that I will listen to this all that much, because it's a whole lot of hardcore Rob Zombie, Linkin Park, Disturbed. It's not my kind of music, but it's fun to have from other federations.
Yeah.
There was a documentary back in 1997 called Wrestling with Shadows, which showed Bret Hitman Hart and the Montreal Screwjob, a documentary. And this is music inspired by the motion picture from that documentary.
Okay.
And we have then WWF music. Full Metal, the album. This is considered to be the WWF the Music Volume 1 is considered that. It was the first one. That one I do have. This one I didn't have. Volume 2.
Cool.
Volume 3 that I have. I remember I ordered it when it came out. Special ordered from outside. Number 4 I also have.
Okay.
Number 5 I have, but only as a CD copy. Now I have an original. So that was my gift from Doc. And then we have albums that I have gotten since 2 weeks ago, and today also. Starting with an American singer who in USA is considered a one-hit wonder. Her name is Jane Child. She had a big hit with Don't Wanna Fall in Love. And this is the album for that one. I wanted to get a hold of it because I love that song. So it's very happy to get a hold of it. Shalamar, Some More Funky Soul. Their second last album from 1987, produced by L.A. Reid and Babyface. Some more funky 80s soul. 70s soul, Billy Paul.
Okay. He said the few good sits.
From 1972. So this one is very interesting. Produced by Gamble and Huff, which is a proof that this, of course, then is Philadelphia Records. 3 albums by Stan Getz. What the World Needs Now, Stan Getz plays Bacharach and David.
Oh, that should be good.
Listen to it. It sounds more easy listening-ish.
That's how the like Burt Bacharach and Hal David. That's more how their music is, like soul tunes and easy listening.
Yeah, but to be easy listening style, and it sounds actually very, very good and very relaxing. So this is actually going to be very interesting. Stan Getz a Go-Go with Astro Gilberto.
Okay.
Verb release. This one made me puzzled because this is Stan Getz Another Time, Another Place. That it is a Swedish reissue from an American album. The interesting thing, it is supposed to be containing all the tracks, but they made a goof when it comes to the release because the first side here is containing the 3 songs that's supposed to be on this one. The other side says it's supposed to be 5 songs. Hell no, it isn't. It's only 2 tracks. And it is the first and the last song of this album. So I have decided to keep it until I find a proper copy, but this is a kind of a release error that they have made of not putting all the songs that are supposed to be here.
Right. Well, with me, I do have one album that, okay, it's a Kenny Rogers album. I think it was Canadian pressing or something from Canada or somewhere like that. Might have been Germany. But, okay, it has labels for side 1 and side 2. Both sides are side 1.
I actually bought a record by Bud Freeman that I thought was really, really good, and I must have been tired or something, because years later I discovered that it was the same. It was the two side A's.
Oh my God!
Thinking, how can I not have seen this before? So
wow.
I hate when it happens because it makes me puzzled. What am I supposed to do with this? It's great music for the little that is, but I hate to have.
Well, I guess people didn't do their homework when they were pressing the records. They said, "Okay, I think we got it right," and then they have 2 side A's.
But then I assume it makes it more valuable because I'm one of the few that have with that kind of pressing. I managed to buy a couple of records during midweek. Eric Clapton, Behind the Sun.
Okay, that's a good album.
I'm not a huge Eric Clapton fan. I have a late compilation with 90s, 80s, 90s stuff, and I have the MTV Unplugged album on cassette. But normally is maybe not. It's done some great stuff, but it's not something that I feel I need on an album. But this is produced by Phil Collins, so I felt like it's 1985. So I guess this is kind of a Eric Clapton that is typical for me. I like it, but nobody else like it because it sounds way too 80s.
With me, I don't mind 80s and 70s or even 60s.
But if you ask the common Eric Clapton fan, I would assume that every time I show it, this sounds too much synthesizers. It was the same when I showed the Santana album from 1985. That is the only Santana album I have and like. And everybody says, "Oh, it was too. This is not Santana's best album. It's too disco, too much synthesizers." But this is an album that if I read it right, it was created, and a lot of it is inspired by his divorce from his then wife.
Okay.
And I listened to quick peeks of every song. It sounds really, really good since Phil Collins is producing it, and it sounds really good, with the exception from Same Old Blues that I think is extremely boring. And it felt with this kind of theme and this kind of production, it felt very wrong to have a B version of Knock on Wood. I don't understand what that song is doing there, because it doesn't fit. It doesn't do anything for the album. But otherwise, it sounds like a really great album.
Yeah, Phil Collins had produced Frida's album, Something's Going On.
Yeah, I have that one also. Glenn Frey from '82.
That's a good album. I have it. And a lot of people that hate the Eagles, it's not because of Glenn, it's because of now I'm trying to remember. But Glenn, Don Henley they don't like, is the thing.
I have no problem with Don Henley either, but it's too uneven when it comes to melodies. He's done some great stuff, but it's just too uneven when it comes to melodies on his own. But I've seen this cover a number of times on the albums, but I finally got myself together and felt like, well, maybe I should take a chance on it.
I have his second one also.
Yeah, this is my first by him solo. I have some singles though. Chris Rea or Birch from '91.
Okay.
And some stuff that I bought today. This is a Swedish-Norwegian comedy record that I felt like I gotta have. Sometimes I feel like maybe I bought way too much Benny Goodman, because I feel like I soon have every song 3 times on every record. But this is in a series that I have volume 1 and volume 2, so I felt like I gotta have volume 3 then, of course. So I bought Benny Goodman Swing Classics volume 3, since I had 1 and 2 since before.
Wow.
With a little odder setting of musicians that I don't have all that much with.
Okay.
Have some. I bought an album by Scottish band Texas. Great jazz pop soul. And I also bought today Lisa Stansfield's Real Love, also more soul, British soul house style. I have this one on cassette copy, but I felt like they had on this free store 25% off on the entire store, so I felt like then I could buy a real copy of it.
Yeah.
And while we're at Phil Collins, I managed to find Dance Into the Light from '93.
Oh, wow.
That's on Phil Collins I don't have.
I remember they had a discussion back 96, sorry, it's from 96. They had
And what's the big hit on that one, Jorgen?
The single, the title track.
Ah.
They had a discussion when it came to Phil Collins back in '93 that the media was criticizing, because it was then CDs was taking over here in Sweden, and they would criticize the CDs was way too expensive, and they had Phil Collins' then latest album as a example of that. Then they interviewed Phil Collins that himself said, "Well, I agree, my CD is too expensive." Then I managed to find stuff that I was very happy for. In that store that had 25% off, I bought another of this.
Oh, wow.
So it only costed me $2.50.
Not bad.
So how many more of those do you need?
I have put 2 that was old radio shows and TV shows in. I put them in CD cases, bags. So I have now I have 3 of these to use that are empty. So let's start now.
You have 3 that are empty, okay, but how many do you have altogether?
The problem is that I can't. I took this because this is small enough in the height to fit anywhere.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have problem to find a space for more CD creators. The other one I can have because they are huge, tall, so that I can have place for it then. But any huge and wide, I have not, right now. I can't have any space for it. But now I have 3 empty ones, so much happy for that. I managed to find another one of these.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is Mickey Mouse 1937 to 39. I have volume 1, part 1 since before, so I wanted to have, of course, this one also. And this is not opened, so I can open it now.
Yeah.
Still sealed.
Sealed
even,
to be sealed,
Yep.
as they say.
Costed me $1.
That's not bad at all.
So it is 1 CD
Nice.
with 99 minutes of different kind of shorts.
Oh, nice.
And this I was very satisfied with. I managed to find this book.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
See the pictures?
Yeah.
Yep.
And pictures of different kind of albums that I can notify in my wish list.
Yeah. So
Well, that will come in handy for that.
And I only bought $2.50 for this from 90.
so while you're reading that, you probably have a pencil and paper in hand also to write down the ones you want to look for.
I think that is most likely happening. Yes.
Definitely, most
$2.50 for this thick book is extremely nice price. And it goes from, as you can see, from really old jazz to modern, most modern. So that is what I have found these 2 weeks.
Nice haul.
Yeah.
Very satisfied with today. I'm very satisfied with this book.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you had a nice haul there.
Yeah, I had some great days, and actually, I have a thrift store to go to tomorrow also.
Oh.
Ooh, so you'll have something extra to show on my stream tomorrow.
I have. Let's just don't give too much hopes, but it is this. It's the same. It's the kind of where they have different kind of tables that they can rent in and place and sell. So let's see what they have.
So Jorgen, you're gonna dress up for my show tomorrow because it's a Halloween spectacular. It's our Halloween party.
Let's just say that I hate getting dressed like that, but I might take my hoodie and do my
Your emperor.
emperor thing.
Okay, that's cool. And y'all be Count Dracula with makeup and everything. I'm gonna do Bela Lugosi, Tim.
Imagine how much I can be with that hoodie. I can be emperor, I can be a hip hopper, and I can also be AJ Styles in the WWF. So I can be whatever you want me to be.
Yeah.
Or you could also be a mugger.
Be a
Mugger.
Oh, okay.
And I wonder what Christopher would say with the hoodie on.
Doesn't have to say anything. Yeah, I think you've seen it a number of times. It isn't like the first time I'm having it.
No, you've done it on my show a couple of times. Yeah, I'm dying to see what Dave's going to be like tomorrow. I am Hot Frog. I'm excited. I invited Anthony out. I'm surprised he didn't come because he likes to be on camera with people. And he's always cool to have around.
Maybe he isn't home.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm no fan of those kind of masquerade parties and so on. I've been on one Halloween party once in my life, and then I'm no fan of that kind of stuff. So I don't have.
Yeah, with me, I'm not a big fan of it anymore. With me, the best thing I like about Halloween, the Charlie Brown Christmas one. It's a great pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Oh, I love that one too.
Especially with Snoopy as World War I ace.
Yeah, the Red Baron, and he goes after the Red Baron.
Yeah.
And my favorite part is when Charlie Brown's making the ghost costume. He puts all the holes in her, and I got a rock.
But I guess here in Sweden, it's a question generations, because Halloween here is more for kids and teenagers and young adults. I'm 48, going 49. I'm not sure, and I never been interested in that kind of clothing before either. So, but as I said, I've been to one Halloween party once. It was because the school I went to then had one. So, but I got dressed as J.R. Ewing. So,
Well,
Did you get shot?
yes, actually, I got shot. It's my ghost sitting here.
Because JR was shot. So.
well,
JR!
I was going to say, well, in December I'll be 64. So,
When I'm 64.
see, my favorite holiday is pretty much Christmas. So,
I love Christmas, but you know what? You're going to find this weird, but my all-time favorite holiday is Easter. Not
There's
for the
nothing wrong
chocolate
with that
bunnies and
either.
stuff. It's just the fact that Jesus rose from the dead for us. He died for our sins.
hmm
And he came back to see us again, which I really, really think is beautiful.
I actually don't think that Easter means all that much to me. Maybe it's because I don't have the religion for it, but I feel like it's a budget version of Christmas. Here in Sweden, you eat pretty much the same thing, with exception maybe from the eggs, and that's pretty much it. So and you don't get any presents either. So I feel Easter hasn't meant all that much to me, unfortunately, through the years.
Uh-huh.
and of course, then there's Thanksgiving coming up next month.
We don't have time
in the US.
because we don't have anything historic to do it for.
Let's see. Thanksgiving here is like remembering cousins and stuff.
Hmm.
And but the big dinner is like turkey, and people also have ham, and of course mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing, and
Yeah, I've seen movies of it.
of course my favorite is the pumpkin pie.
I love pumpkin pie.
We have here in Sweden, we have All Hallows Eve, where we light candles on the graves of the people that have died from us and so on. So,
Well, then on November 1st is All Saints Day, right?
Yep.
Because I remember like when I was stationed in Germany, that was a holiday there for, and they go to the people go to the cemeteries and stuff, and
Oh, wow.
because because All Hallows Eve is the day before All Saints Day.
And you mentioned cemetery, Tim. Well, I got something to show you. What it
the
is.
interesting thing is that we had All Hallows Eve way before we had Halloween.
Yeah,
And then Halloween came and tried to outnumber more or less popularity. All Hallows Eve all of a sudden felt like only old people did it.
All right. Make me big, please.
okay.
Now, this is with a different spelling, but this is a remake and the original from '89. So, you mentioned cemetery, so I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery.
That's what I've heard you were going to be showing.
Yeah, Pet Cemetery. This is the original at the bottom, and this is the remake. The remake's pretty good, but I still like the original from 1989.
It is Stephen King, right?
Yep.
I'll read Stephen King books, but I won't watch the movies.
Oh, the movies are pretty decent. All right, you make me small.
I have no interest in horror.
Of course, I am watching the series Under the Dome. I'm in the last season of it.
The only
you were watching Under the Dome.
Yeah.
The only Stephen King stuff I have watched is the TV series he did called Golden Years.
Oh
that
yeah,
have
with the
David
David Bowie song,
David Bowie's-
Golden Years.
Yeah. Well, one movie that I did like is Stand By Me.
Oh, I have that one on Blu-ray too.
And I got to say, the interesting thing is that when Golden Years went back here in Sweden back in 1990, I thought wow, what an exciting movie, and it's an exciting series. Then it went reruns of it. I think it was maybe 10 years ago, and I saw it again, and then I felt like, what garbage this actually was! How could it done this piece of crap?
Oh my god!
But it was so totally. All of a sudden, it is about a old man who turns younger and for every day, and then all of a sudden they disappear in the end in somewhere. And it was so freaky strange. I didn't understand heads or tails of it. So interesting how 20 years all of a sudden changes your opinion.
And you know what, Jorgen? That song "Golden Years" by David Bowie, that's our song. Me and Miss You.
Was the best farce stuff with the entire series was the theme song.
Yeah, Golden Years. Go what?
And back in 1990, I was no fan of David Bowie's older stuff, and that was the first time I started to like one song from his older stuff. So that song I've liked ever since then.
So did you finally get around to listening to the Cat People soundtrack?
No, I haven't. I have 9 million stuff to listen to. I have record fair albums. I have the stuff that I buy all the time. So I will, but I haven't had the time yet. But I will. The problem is that in 8 out of 10, when I do listen, I also do a review of it on my blog, and that takes some time also.
Yeah, AJK's the same way. But he gets all these records and he says he's going to sit down and listen to half of them, and then he goes out and what does he do? He goes out and buys more.
Let's just say that welcome to the wonderful world of the record collecting. Because
I still have records I haven't listened to. I still haven't listened to Wings Over America yet.
Yeah, you don't have even half of the amount of records that we have.
I know, yeah. I know.
Every, as I said before, when I started when I back in 15 years ago, I said to a record collector friend, I'm going to listen to each and every record I have, and that record collector said, forget it. You're going to be behind, and you're going to be way behind because every record collector gets behind. Every record collector
I can imagine quite a bit.
So I felt then I have changed my mind and said I will listen to as many as I can.
Yeah, I've started up again with mine. I'm trying to digitize all them, so I have to listen to them a couple of times, you could say, in the process. And
I collect all radio shows also that I have to listen to.
Yeah, I have some old radio shows too. I'll download them from the Internet Archive, also archive.org. I like listening to old-time radio shows.
Well, I download many from Mixcloud.
Okay.
But that is a bit more modern. It is old Swedish shows, old short shows from the USA, 80s and 90s and so on, and UK.
Okay.
So and then, as I said, when I listen to a record, I feel like maybe I should write it about it on my blog. So then it takes 1 hour to write also.
I can imagine.
Oh yeah.
So I have a little box down there with the records that I'm going to go through and that I don't have to write a review of it. That I can just have as a listening.
Yeah.
It's so time consuming.
Yeah, but it is like that when you have opinions about music also.
Yeah, you say you're going to do one thing, then you do the opposite. And that always happens to me. I say I'm going to watch this or I'm going to listen to that, and then I do something else that I never planned on doing.
Yeah, but I need to listen to it first before I do the review. But the
Yeah.
problem is that the review writing stopped me from listening to another records and afterwards.
Uh,
Well, like I know I said that. Yeah, I'm do a lot of reading too. Well, what I can't read when it's quiet. I have to have some background noise going on, so I'll have records spinning while I'm reading.
Well, I'm
mhm.
horrible in reading. I'm reading now it becomes almost only comic books. But when I read Depeche Mode's biography by Stephen Madeline, I bought it in 2017, and I finished reading it 5 years later.
Wow.
That's how
It
you
took you
get
that
good
long.
music
Holy
anyway.
So you understand how, and then I have a dozen with the other biographies I'm going to go through.
Hmm.
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
biography of Miles Davis. I have a biography about The Rock. I have one about Agneta Fältskog from ABBA. So I have one about Marie Fredriksson from Roxette. So when I have the time to read it, I'm constantly busy with something.
Dang. That's a lot, man.
And now I have this to go through.
Well, you might go through that a little faster.
Yeah, it might go a little faster, but I have a familiar one to this that I'm going to go through with old soul music.
So that jazz book you bought, are you going to do a review of that too?
No, I don't review books. I review only records and do chronicles and write about record fairs and so.
But I'll tell you one thing, Jorgen. That book is going to become a good reference book for you.
Yeah, I have other jazz records that are good reference also. But it definitely will be very, very interesting.
So did it glow at you when you saw it in the store and it went and then you heard the Hallelujah chorus, Hallelujah, when you saw it?
No,
Yes.
I just saw that it's standing like this and said, "What is this?" I'm like, okay, what's the cost? Thank you.
Wow.
I'm going to pick another book that have been my reference for many years.
You're coming home with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good stream. Well, it's a good stream for me because I'm happy to be back and I have my internet this time.
Yeah.
I scared a lot of people. Jorgen was worried about me that day when I got a message from him. I'm like, oh, I'm alive.
Well, it's not that often that you're gone, so it made me wonder what.
Yeah.
This is an old book that I had for many years. This is from 1955. It's a jazz book and the jazz book. And nowadays it's nostalgia. I don't use it as a references nowadays, but it's nostalgia because this was a book that me and my best friend who taught me to like jazz, Otto, we had some feuding about this book because back when we went to school in school library, this was the only, besides another one about bebop jazz, this was the one of the only two jazz books that was there. So we had feuds, and when it was summer vacation, we were feuding on who's going to have it over the summer vacation. I won 1 year, I lost 1 year, and it is filled with that today looks very, very old and dated. But back then it was very, very fun to have information about jazz musicians with different kind of suggestions of. So this one I used back then, and for me, who back then in the 88, 89 were pretty new in jazz, so this was happened to me back then. And
so
then,
did you buy that book yourself, or?
Yep. Then they had a sellout years later when I quit that school. I went back to the library, and they had a sellout of different kind of old books. And I managed to buy this one and finally have the victory of it over my friend.
I got my own.
Well,
And even
well,
to this day, I show it to my friend Otto to poke him, and he said, "No, don't show that to me."
I'll show you a reference book I have. That there's only one person that I know, well, one person other than me that I know that has it. That's Tim Allen.
Ah.
You can tell I used it quite a bit.
Doc
It's
Doctor.
that
Oh yeah.
top book, top 40 hits by Joe Whitburn. This is a 8th edition. It goes through I know it goes through like the or like the 90s and beyond. I think it goes into the 2002. But it shows all the songs that made it into the Billboard Top 40 in it.
Doc has shown it on his streams also.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, Doc has it also. I know that Tim Allen has it. So
Yeah. Well, that you have the book out, Tim. Tell us how many number ones in there that Linda Ronstadt had.
okay. Okay. Looking the wrong column. There's one. One number one, a couple number twos, or 3 number twos.
If I'm not wrong, somewhere out there was a number one.
I think so too.
But I think that one is
Someone
credited.
out there made it to number 2. That's here in the United States.
Okay. I was thinking it was credited to James Ingram in first hand.
That's Linda Ronstadt and James Ingram. See
I
her.
like the one she did with Aaron Neville. Don't know much.
Yeah, I have that on CD. That was the number 2. Also made it to position number 2, and it was for 2 weeks. Where somewhere out there was only at number 2 for 1 week. But her number 1 hit was "You're No Good," which was on that chart for 1 week, or for that position.
Yeah.
I have a familiar one that I've shown before, and this is a book about the official Swedish single and album charts from.
Okay, so that's similar to this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have my suspicions that they have forgotten stuff, but maybe they haven't. So this is from mainly the 70s and the 80s, and the early 90s.
Something that I go to now for a lot of times is Wikipedia, because you can see more than just the U.S. charts that will show other charts, or you go
Yeah.
do like Wikipedia, just do the groups, the group name or name, and there's a discography. And
I'm going to see Linda Ronstadt in Sweden. This says only albums, but somewhere out there became number 15 only.
Wow.
This is a radio chart that was very popular that led me to music tracks chart.
Ooh.
This is every artist and every place they had on that chart during.
And I like that they show the album covers too.
During the first 10 years, from 1984 to 1994.
Not bad. Not bad. Yeah.
I think I've done a video about my books before, if I'm not wrong.
yeah.
So, Tim, if you don't mind me promoting myself, tomorrow I'll be doing my Halloween Spooktacular Halloween stream. And then Monday at 2 p.m. my time Atlantic, I will be doing a collab live stream with Joe Mayo. We're going to do our top 10 horror movie countdown together. So the links are out for those. If you're interested in joining them to watch, you're more than welcome to come along. And of course, Jorgen, if you're around Monday, you can watch me with Joe.
Yeah, me too.
So you can see what our top 10 horror movies are.
Well, at least see if I pop in at a time.
I don't want to say it out loud in case somebody's watching that's going to watch tomorrow. So I'll put it in the private chat what my number one movie is going to be. So you both know. So I keep it secret. Still. Okay, I put it in the private chat. Don't say anything.
Oh, it is.
That's my number one.
I've never heard of it.
I heard of it, and you can't even pay me to watch it.
So, Tim, have you watched that thing on Paramount Plus with so Zoe Saldana, the lioness, something special?
I haven't watched it yet.
I heard it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to check that out myself. But I'm too far gone with Voyager, so I've been watching that since God knows when. So I want to finish that series first because there's seven seasons. I'm halfway through I'm halfway through season 4.
Just like I've been watching Under the Dome. I'm into the last season of it. So,
how many seasons are there?
3.
Wow. And how many episodes a season?
Between around 12 a season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does your wife like it too?
Yeah, but she used to always watch it when it was on the air. I didn't as much, and because
so the whole COVID scare done now. You don't have to sleep on the cot in the room anymore.
Well, there's one person in there with it now. I think, or she might be out of it now.
That's good.
Yeah, I've been sleeping in my bed for a week and a half now or so, or more.
Looks like Jorgen's looking up something.
No, I got fascinated. Look at this, how they managed to write.
Oh, wow.
Big break. Lifestyle.
Nice. And who are we looking at there?
Charlie Christian.
Oh, I don't know.
A guitar player, Benny Goodman's guitar player.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, we've been going for an hour 53 minutes. I was going to say, let's end this here. So,
all right.
Okay, so.
But Jorgen, I will see you tomorrow on my stream because I'm going to take a break this afternoon, do some other stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I need to relax also. I'm going to do some, maybe some outer city stuff and so on and just relax.
Because you'll get to see me tomorrow and Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, so until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
And give Booze a chance.
Who?
Booze. Give Booze a chance. It's a funny